Okay, so for these questions, you have to remember that, you know, if you have a graph that's approaching zero, right, the reciprocal will be approaching infinity from the positive. If you're approaching zero from under, right, then you're approaching infinity from the negative side. Okay, and it goes the other way too, right? If you have like something like this, it goes like that. Something like this, it will do that, back and forth. Okay. And sometimes if you have the other thing that you have to remember is that if you have a graph that goes eventually infinity like that, the reciprocal function will approach zero. Yeah. Okay. And vice versa. If you have something that's approaching zero, the reciprocal function will approach infinity. Okay. If it's from the positive side approaching zero, it'll be positive infinity. If it was doing negative infinity, then it would approach zero from under. Okay. So take a look at here. So we gotta chop this up into regions. So let's consider from here to here, one region, this another region, and another region. Okay. The first region, it's approaching zero.
Yeah.
Right? It hits zero. So we have to worry about this, and we have to worry about this. This is approaching zero from the negative side. So that's this, right?
Yeah.
So the reciprocal will be this. Yes, it will be something like this. This is approaching zero from the negative side, right? That's this here. So it will do this, right? And do you see how it hits a minimum here? Like that's the smallest value and it goes back to larger value. It's very subtle, right? It's the smallest, it's the lowest here, and it kind of goes back up, right? So that's where the maximum will be. And it'll go down. Asymptote. Does that make sense so far? Okay. So what will this part do? This is the second region now.
Yeah.
What would that do? This is approaching zero from the positive, right? So it would go down or up?
Up.
Up. So wherever it's one, actually it will stay exactly at that place. Right? 1 over 1 is 1. Right? Okay, now this is approaching infinity, right?
Yeah.
So the reciprocal will be, this is infinity, approaching zero, right? So it's going to do this. But this is undefined here, so you put a little circle to say there's nothing there. Approaching infinity. So is it going to do this or this? The first or second? First, right? It's positive, right? So it's going to approach zero. Right? And this is approaching, again, here's 1. It has to pass through that. This is approaching zero, right? So what is this going to do? Is it going to go up? Okay, so that red part is a reciprocal function. You just have to remember all of these things here.